Shadows whisper secrets, the wind carries forgotten tales, and the veil between the known and the unknown is thin. And in these twilight hours, mysteries stir. Welcome to the Mysterious series, where we tread upon the edge of the unexplained, delving into enigmas that have baffled humanity for centuries. Prepare to embark on a journey where history blurs with legend, and every clue is a step closer to the truth. We upload once a week in this series, so subscribe and hit the bell icon to ensure you don't miss any new tales. Are you ready to face the shadows of time? The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle. Is it fact or fiction? The name conjures images of ships swallowed whole by unseen forces, planes vanishing without a trace, and a mysterious veil shrouding the entire region. The Bermuda Triangle is a roughly triangular-shaped area in the western Atlantic Ocean between Miami, Florida, San Juan and Puerto Rico, and the Azores Islands, has captured the imagination and fueled speculation for decades. But what is the truth behind this enigmatic region? Since centuries ago, there have been stories of ships and planes vanishing in the Bermuda Triangle. The earliest mention of unusual disappearances in the Bermuda region appeared in an article written by Edward Van Winkle Jones of the Miami Herald, which was distributed by the Associated Press and appeared in various American newspapers on September 17, 1950. In the April 1962 issue of the American Legion magazine, Flight 19 was discussed again. According to author Alan W. Eckert, the flight leader was heard saying, "We cannot be sure of any direction. Everything is wrong. Strange. The ocean doesn't look as it should." In February 1964, Vincent Gaddis wrote an article called "The Deadly Bermuda Triangle" in Argosy, suggesting that Flight 19 and other disappearances were part of a pattern of unusual incidents in the area, dating back to at least 1840. Gaddis expanded this article into a book called Invisible Horizons the following year. Other authors expanded on Gaddis's ideas, notably John Wallace Spencer, Limbo of the Lost, 1969, Reaper, 1973, Charles Berlitz, The Bermuda Triangle, 1974, and Richard Weiner, The Devil's Triangle, 1974. Several of these writers introduced supernatural elements into their accounts. Some notable events that occurred in and around the area: HMS Atlanta, the sail training ship called HMS Atlanta, originally called HMS Juno, vanished with its entire crew after leaving the Royal Naval Dockyard in Bermuda for Falmouth, England, on January 31, 1880. Her disappearance is presumed to have occurred during a major storm that hit her route a few weeks after sailing. The ship's crew, which was mostly made up of inexperienced trainees, may have contributed to the tragedy. The search for evidence of her fate gained worldwide attention at the time. The 1878 loss of the training ship HMS Eurydice, which sank after leaving the Royal Naval Dockyard in Bermuda for Portsmouth on March 6th, is also mentioned in relation to the incident. Decades later, there were allegations that the ship was a victim of the mysterious triangle, but these assertions were thoroughly debunked by author David Francis Rain's investigation in 1997. USS Cyclops. In 1918, the collier Cyclops, carrying a full load of manganese ore, vanished without a trace along with its crew of 306 after departing Barbados. This incident marked the greatest loss of life in U.S. Navy history unrelated to combat. Various theories have emerged to explain the disappearance, ranging from storms and capsizing to wartime enemy activity. Two of Cyclops' sister ships, Proteus and Nereus, also sank in the North Atlantic during World War II while transporting similar dense cargo. Structural failure due to overloading with a much denser cargo than designed is considered to be the most probable cause of the sinkings. Carroll A. Deering. In 1919, Carroll A. Deering, a 5-masted schooner, was built, and on January 31st, 1921, it was discovered stranded and abandoned near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, at Diamond Shoals. The FBI conducted an investigation into the Deering, examining various theories about the ship's abandonment, including piracy, domestic communist sabotage, and the involvement of rum runners. Ultimately, none of these theories were substantiated. Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, Flight 19, consisting of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, mysteriously vanished over the Atlantic Ocean during a training exercise. Their flight plan called for them to fly 141 miles east from Fort Lauderdale, then 73 miles north, and then 140 miles back to the base. However, the aircraft never made it home. The Navy's investigation concluded that navigational error caused the planes to run out of fuel. Meanwhile, one of the search and rescue aircraft, a PBM Mariner with a crew of 13, also disappeared. A tanker near the coast of Florida reported seeing an explosion and a large oil slick, indicating a crash. Witnesses stated that the weather conditions were becoming increasingly stormy. The Mariner was known to have had a history of explosions due to vapor leaks when carrying a heavy fuel load, as it likely would have been for an extended search and rescue operation. Star Tiger and Star Ariel. The Avro Tudor 4-passenger planes Star Tiger, GAHNP, and Star Ariel, GAGRE, operated by British South American Airways, both disappeared while flying near their operational range limits. On January 30th, 1948, Star Tiger vanished on a flight from the Azores to Bermuda, while Star Ariel disappeared on January 17th, 1949, on a journey from Bermuda to Kingston, Jamaica. The plane's proximity to the maximum range of their capabilities meant that a small equipment error or fault could have prevented them from reaching their intended destination. Douglas DC-3. On December 28, 1948, a Douglas DC-3 aircraft operating as NC-16002 vanished during a journey from San Juan, Puerto Rico, to Miami. Bafflingly, no trace of the aircraft or its 32 occupants was ever discovered. A detailed inquiry by the Civil Aeronautics Board concluded that there was insufficient information to determine the likely cause of the mysterious disappearance. Connemara IV. On September 26, 1955, a pleasure yacht, known as Connemara IV, was discovered adrift in the Atlantic, south of Bermuda. It is often portrayed in narratives that the crew mysteriously vanished while the yacht survived 3 hurricanes at sea. The 1955 Atlantic hurricane season did indeed feature Hurricane Ione, which passed nearby between September 14th and 18th, bringing gale-force winds to Bermuda. In a book by writer Weiner Berlitz about the Bermuda Triangle, he quotes from a letter received from Mr. J.E. Challinor of Barbados. On the morning of September 22nd, Connemara IV was securely moored in the open roadstead of Carlisle Bay. However, due to the approaching hurricane, the owner took additional precautions by strengthening the mooring ropes and deploying 2 extra anchors. Unfortunately, there were limited options as the exposed mooring was the only available anchorage. In the aftermath of Hurricane Janet, the sea in Carlisle Bay was formidable and dangerous. The owner of Connemara IV noticed that the yacht had vanished. An investigation revealed that the vessel had broken free from its moorings and sailed out to sea. U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotankers. On August 28, 1963, 2 U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker planes crashed into the Atlantic Ocean 300 miles west of Bermuda. Some believe that while the aircraft indeed collided, they landed at 2 distinct crash sites, separated by over 160 miles of water. However, Larry Cush's investigation found that the unclassified version of the Air Force report revealed that the debris field of the second crash site, examined by a search and rescue ship, was actually a mass of seaweed and driftwood tangled in an old buoy. Historians urge that it's crucial to remember that historical accounts often lack precise details and may be exaggerated. Moreover, many early reports fail to mention the numerous vessels and aircraft that navigate the region safely every day. Aviation experts are saying, it's important to consider the context of historical aviation. Early planes were less reliable and lacked modern safety features, making them more susceptible to accidents in any challenging environment. While some well-known cases, like the disappearance of Flight 19 in 1945, remain unsolved, it's essential to remember that official records attribute most disappearances to identifiable causes like weather, navigation errors, or mechanical failures. The mystique surrounding the Bermuda Triangle thrives on sensationalized stories and exaggerated claims. Meteorologists argue that the region is prone to sudden and violent weather changes, including tropical storms and waterspouts, which can pose real dangers to unprepared vessels and aircraft. Oceanographers also add that the treacherous shallows, unpredictable currents, and unique geology of the area, including underwater mountains and volcanic activity, can contribute to navigational hazards and accidents. A Attributing disappearances to anything beyond natural or human-caused factors requires concrete evidence, which is often absent in these cases. Today, the Bermuda Triangle is a heavily trafficked shipping lane patrolled by the U.S. Coast Guard and international organizations. Modern technology, sophisticated navigational tools, and stricter safety regulations significantly reduce the risk of accidents. A U.S. Coast Guard officer stated its primary responsibility is ensuring the safety of maritime and aerial navigation in this region. The USCG constantly monitors weather conditions, provides assistance to vessels in distress, and investigates any incidents thoroughly. While the allure of the unknown persists, the reality of the Bermuda Triangle is far less mysterious than popular culture portrays. Understanding the natural challenges and historical context provides a much clearer picture than attributing disappearances to mythical forces. The answer lies in evidence, not sensationalism. Perhaps the answers lie not in grand solutions, but in the haunting echoes of the unknown. For the truth, curiosity never rests. As elusive as it may be, is the very lifeblood of the mystery. Until next time, remember the shadows whisper. Wind carries forgotten tales. The veil between the known and the unknown is always tantalizingly thin. Stay curious, stay skeptical. Most importantly, never stop questioning. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment below.